Under the miscellaneous category, since your list was distributed, item 1 has been pulled. Item 2 has been removed for separate consideration. Under the accept work and property, no items have been removed for separate consideration. Is there a motion?
Second.
That's been moved and seconded. All in favor?
All in favor? All opposed? No.
That's on those two items, accept work and property. Under purchasing and tabulation of bids. And some of my stuff is, I've turned over too much, wait just a minute. Okay, under purchasing, item 7 has been removed for separate consideration. Item 9 was omitted. Is there a motion on 8?
Move. Second.
All in favor? Opposed? Passed.
Under resolutions, there are all items 10, 11, and 12 have been removed for separate consideration. Under ordinances, since your list was distributed, item 14 has been received, and item 25 has been pulled from the agenda. Items removed at this time are items 13. Oh, I'm sorry, other items have been pulled. Items 16, 18, 19, and 20 have also been pulled from the agenda. Items removed for separate consideration, items 13, 14, 17, and 24. Just need a vote.
Favor? Opposed? Passed.
Okay, items removed for separate consideration. Item 2, is there a motion?
Move. Second.
Favor? Opposed? Passed.
Item 7, is there a motion?
Discussion. Did we vote on number 6? I'm sorry.
Yes.
And as a part of the consent?
Yes, we did.
We did. Okay, thank you.
Councilmember Lee?
Thank you, Mayor. First, I want to applaud the Health Department for bringing this initiative to Houston. This is a grant fund. The only thing that I would recommend is maybe search out to see if there's a local or a closer company where we can buy these Gen Pro for STD testing. This company is actually in San Diego, California. But again, I applaud this effort, and I appreciate them bringing grant funds to Houston. Thank you.
Any further discussion?
There was no motion.
Is there a motion?
Move.
Second? Second?
Second.
To be moved to second to the discussion. Hearing none, all in favor? Opposed? Granted.
Item 10 is a resolution. Just need a vote.
Any discussion? Any discussion? Favor? Opposed? Granted.
Item 11 is also a resolution. Just need a vote.
Discussion? In favor? Opposed? Granted.
Item 12 is an ordinance. Just need a vote.
Discussion? In favor? Opposed? Granted.
Item 13 is an ordinance.
Discussion? In favor? Opposed? Granted.
Item 14 is an ordinance.
Discussion.
There was a lot of discussion. Okay. We're going to start with Councilmember Knox.
Mayor, thank you. I reviewed this material that was provided to me earlier. As you've stated repeatedly, the city is facing serious budgetary challenges, and we all need to make shared sacrifice. This proposed recycling contract would be a good place to start. The contract with Waste Management is $18 million over 6 years, which equates to $3 million per year. Breaking that figure down per year is equivalent to the payroll and benefits of 45 city employees. We're going to have to determine from which department does the administration plan to lay off 45 employees this year and each subsequent year that this contract is in force in order to support this contract. The finance department stated that basically each FTE is full-time employee equivalent is equal to $70,000. That includes their pay and benefits. Mayor, I'm a proponent of recycling, and I'm fully aware of the benefits of doing it. However, during this tight budget, we as a body must carefully consider each taxpayer dollar we would like to spend. My constituents elected me to make tough decisions, and I'm prepared to do that. At this time, I cannot support this $18 million contract. However, should the market for recyclables improve in the future and it doesn't cost the city anything more than it currently does, then I might be willing to consider reinstituting the program. Unlike the previous contract, there is no zero floor in this contract, and provisions in the case of lowered revenue from selling recyclables. Thus, all the risk for decreased revenues from these recyclables is placed on the taxpayers rather than on Waste Management. I'm all in favor of Houstonians who want to wish to recycle, and I support keeping the current recycling centers open if we can find a market for those products. And upon conclusion of the comments by my colleagues, I would like to tag this item.
Are you going to withdraw your tag temporarily?
Temporarily while we discuss it.
Right. And let me just say, as we move forward, with the commodity prices going down because of oil and gas, it is true that what the city had in the past is costing us now, and it's estimated it would cost about $800,000 in 2016 in this budget, and about another $3 million in 2017's budget. But I think there's value to recycling. I think it's important, because if we eliminate recycling completely, it simply goes to the landfills, and it takes up capacity there. But at the same time, I recognize that the budget for 2017 is going to be very tough. What I would ask you to do is, and I am looking for ways to maintain the item, but reducing the cost of this item. And I think there are certain things that we can do that can offset the additional cost. And so I hear you. I am not prepared to just say to move forward and end up laying off 45 or more employees, but I am committed to the recycling process, because, quite frankly, the alternatives are not very attractive. But we are exploring ways that we can offset most of the cost. We are doing that. So if you give me an opportunity to continue to work through it, and let's see how we can. I think 1 week will be more than sufficient, and then I will certainly share with you how I would propose we move forward and offset the additional cost. But the reality is, for all of us, if we eliminate it totally, it's going somewhere, and it's going to the landfill, and it's going to take up the capacity there, and that's, in the end, it doesn't work. If the oil prices end up going up, the value of the recycled items also go up, and so I will tell you, I'm going to propose that we hold on and maintain our commitment to recycling, but I'm also going to share with you how I intend to pay for it. Or let me say how I am proposing that we pay for it, and I hope that you will find a solution that is acceptable. Councilwoman Knox?
I appreciate that, Mayor, and I'm not suggesting that we abandon the recycling. What I'm suggesting is that we suspend it while it's not financially feasible. And we can always renegotiate a new contract later on down the road. But I really think this is the first time since I've been on council these short 45, 50 days that we've actually addressed something that's actually has the opportunity to impact or reduce our expenses on next year's budget.
Right, and I'm not opposed to your tag. I'm not opposed to your tag. What I'm simply indicating, I just want to let you know that when we do get ready to vote on, well, prior to it, I would like to discuss with you a proposal that we can move forward with the contract and offset most of the costs.
I'll be interested in hearing that.
And I hope you will find it acceptable. Councilmember Kubash.
Mayor, I'm just wondering if a week's tag is enough to actually have a presentation and maybe a committee. I'm for recycling, and I don't want to just make a quick decision. So my suggestion was to, after all the discussion, I was going to make a motion to delay it for 2 weeks so that you would have an opportunity to make a presentation in one of the committees so that we could actually see and move forward with full knowledge of what we're looking at. So that was my only thing. I don't know if a week's going to be enough. So at the conclusion, I'm going to make a motion to delay it.
Well, the problem is that the contract will expire on March the 2nd. When is March the 2nd?
Next week.
Is that Wednesday?
Yeah, next week.
Right. I will be ready by then. In fact, I will be ready to talk with you tomorrow.
All right, well, then I won't make that motion.
Right. And again, I'm hoping that the proposal that I put forward would be an acceptable one. I believe it will be, but I think it's important to maintain the commitment and do it in a cost-efficient way. So I'll start talking with you about it as soon as tomorrow. Okay? Anything else, Councilman Clark? Okay. Councilman Lee.
Thank you, Mayor. Like my colleague, I'm all for recycling and making Houston a greener and better place to live, but, at the end of the day, it's all about protecting the jobs and putting food on the table for the Houston employees' families. And $18 million when we're having a budget crunch is a big concern, although it is spread over 6 years, $3 million a year that we're looking at. And like Councilman Knox said, we're not saying that we don't want recycling, but perhaps suspend it a few years. So I also look forward to your presentation and seeing how can we still have recycling in our city, but also protect the jobs instead of saying because we don't have this $3 million, we're going to lay out 45 million jobs and use this employees.
And I agree with you, and I'm not prepared to exchange 45 FTEs for a particular item as well. We share the same concern. The question is, can we offset the cost? I agree with you. Okay. Councilmember Stoddard.
Thank you, Mayor. Like everyone here, we all see the value in recycling. We see the value in avoiding layoffs. My issue is just, looking at the numbers. It's my understanding, and I want to make sure that my facts are straight, that just to do a job per ton of just garbage, straight up, is $27.
That is correct.
So there's still a base cost for any of the garbage that goes to the landfill. So I was looking, and I've had staff create a matrix for me. If we just decided that there was a limit, that it's not a blank check, out in the out years, so it's predictable and we can budget accordingly. Because as I understand it now, the contract doesn't have a bottom on it. It's what the cost is to recycle is the cost to recycle, and they charge us. And so, if we come to the table with, I don't know what your solution is, I haven't heard anything about it in the chatter. I just ask that there's something predictable in the budget process of it, so that we have a bottom, just like we had a top that, at some point they took out their cost and their profit, and then we got so much after that of the percentage of the profits. Same thing goes the other direction. At some point, we have to give some direction to staff that they just don't keep going down the road, and we go on down this path, and the trains left the station, and then they come back to us, oh, well, now we need to come back to the kitty and we need more money. And this is based on my experience here at council, that this happens. And so that's why I'm leery to allow this contract to not have some kind of limits that direction. So when you're considering your proposal, I would appreciate some consideration, because I looked at, we're willing to pay $27 for our garbage. If we paid a $3 premium for the recycling, meaning $30 for that, and that being, there's quite a bit of tonnage that could be accounted for in that. So I just wanted to put that out there.
Thank you.